Hey, I'm L. This is my homeboy Eggs.
Hey,
And we are Too Faded to Drink.
too faded to play.
We are Too Faded to Play. What we gonna do? We gonna talk about video games, drinking at the same time, and we just gonna go through all the video games that we love, some games we never played before. You know, we just gonna talk about them. But we also gonna be drinking, talking shit.
Hopefully not getting in trouble.
If we're not getting in trouble, you know, probably play some games. I don't know. Eggs, can you jump in here?
It's a podcast about video games and getting drunk. I think it's a pretty self-explanatory topic, like, idea, but
right, man. You know, this the first one, man. So, you know, bear with us, man. If you like what you know, check us out, man. You know, we just a couple of homeboys just doing what we love, man. And hope y'all enjoy it.
we'll be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. What else? We're gonna be on?
TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah, we'll be posting clips and stuff of that sort on those. I don't know what else there is to say in the intro. It's the first episode. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we just, we'll get better, but we just, having fun, really, man. Hope y'all enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into the first episode. Today we drinking on Pixels.
New England Indian Pale Ale.
Right. It seemed fitting, got the kind of like the little Mario Jumpman on there. / who'd you say it was, man?
Alex Kidd?
Yeah, Alex Kidd,
Alex Kidd, yeah.
Little 8-bit thing going on. We gonna give them a shot. They out of South Carolina. They're through, Seminar Brewing?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, Seminar Brewing.
Never had them before. We gonna give them a shout out. Hopefully we like it. We're gonna rate it. Hopefully we like it.
If it's ass, it's ass.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not bad. Really citrusy.
Very citrusly. It's not bad at all.
I'll finish it. It's not bad, no.
No, I like it, man. It's 7.2. So you drink enough of them, you gonna get toe up.
How much did you say you paid for it?
I think this was like $5, man.
Per can?
Per can. So
I don't know if I like it that
much. Hey man, but for real, like all of them was just like you get the 4-pack. They like $24 for 4 beers, for this, craft beer. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, I'm gonna give it a shot. It's for the podcast, man. We'll see what it do.
Yeah.
But
the idea for this little segment is each week we want to try to bring on something we've never drank before. Just grabbing off that when you go into your brewery, your local warehouse of brews, just that long aisle of random shit that no one ever tries.
Right.
We're just grabbing drinks off of that and trying a new one.
Yeah, every week something different, but this ain't bad. I mean,
it's not $5 good, but it's not bad. I'd drink it again if someone handed it to me.
4 of these is $20, man. I mean, you can get drunk.
You'll get drunk off of it.
But
yeah.
At the same time, I think I'd rather have 24 beers for $20 than 4 beers, but it is what it is. Also, we gonna be drinking on some Cabo Wabo to finish it out. Tequila.
We have somewhere to be after this.
Nah, sorry, we'll be all right.
Okay.
we'll be fine.
If you say so.
Yeah, man.
It's only 10 in the morning our days.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Shit. I hope you got something to baste it with. Did you baste yourself? You put a...
I ate like 2 pieces of bacon while I was cooking those loaded potatoes earlier.
You gonna be fucked up.
That's why you're driving.
Hey, you puke in my car, man. You own it.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm gonna have to hold you out the back window. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I like this, man. It tastes like kind of like grapefruit to me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, grapefruit, some orange in there. Like I said, just very citrusy. Yeah, not bad. I wouldn't pay $5 for it again, but it fits the theming. Yeah, video gamey. I
mean, but at the same time though, it must have been good because they only had 2 left out of everything. Everybody else had like 6, 7 beers left. They only had 2 of these, so somebody buying them.
That could just be those craft beer weirdos where they just they're those people who just only drink craft beer. They won't drink just like I know it tastes like piss water, but it gets you drunk, and that's the point. Like,
right. Yeah, true.
I'd rather pay $1 for a Miller.
Yeah, we got to up game. We sophisticated gamers.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So You know what's been going on, man? What's going on in the game world?
In the game world, we're talking news?
Yeah, let's talk some news,
All right, let's
man.
talk some news. It was actually a pretty light week this week, surprisingly. I paid attention to a lot of it. Honestly, wasn't that interesting to me.
Nothing.
And I think the big reason it was kind of light is I think everybody's scared to announce stuff around Tears of the Kingdom coming out.
Oh, that is true. Zelda dropped yesterday.
Because, like, everybody's going to have their mind on Tears of the Kingdom. No one's thinking, like,
right.
What's Activision doing? You know,
Right.
like, no one, I don't think anybody ever thinks, what's Activision doing?
Oh, what's Konami doing?
Yeah.
Facts.
It's funny you bring I actually got a story about both Activision and Konami.
Oh, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. But let me tell you about my day yesterday.
Alrighty.
So, if you know, Zelda came out. Tears of the Kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Tears of the Kingdom. One of my all-time favorite games is Zelda. I've been playing it since it came out in the 80s. One of my favorite games, and I've probably played all of them. Mm-hmm. But it was dope. So since the pandemic, Walmart don't stay open 24 hours anymore. So back in the day, you know, the game come out, you get up at midnight, you go to the store, you cop the game, but they didn't have that. Mm-hmm. So I woke up 6 o'clock yesterday. Went to Walmart over here by you. It was open. You know, a lot of workers in there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk in the back. You know, I walked to the display case. They didn't have them out yet. So I'm like, okay, they got them boxed up. So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can get somebody to go get it for me. So I'm walking. I'm trying to find somebody. And then boom, I asked this lady, like, hey, can you help me over here? Oh, this is not my store. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I guess they doing like some type of remodeling over there.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, shit.
You're burping already. I'm burping too.
Oh, God.
What it's carbonated, I guess.
So I asked the lady, she's like, no, that's not my store. Let me find somebody. She asked this other dude. He walked past, black dude. He's like, oh, can you help him? Dude just turns around and just say, man, this is my first day. And just keep on walking. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Is that an answer? That doesn't answer.
Right. You know, I just want the game. You know what I'm saying? She gets on the phone and she calls somebody over there to electronics or whatever. So I'm sitting there waiting. 10 minutes go by, ain't nobody come, just standing here looking like a fucking dildo. And then next thing you know, this guy come over there like, electronics don't open up till 7:30. I'm like, 7:30? The whole store open. What do you mean? So, long story short, man, I left that store and went to the other one up there, close to the job, and went in there. I was in there like 10 minutes, man. And as soon as I walked in there, she walked out the back. You're looking for Zelda? I was like, yes. She was like, 2 people already came in and got it already. So I'm like, oh yeah, they own it. As soon as I got home, popped it in, it was on from there, man.
Yeah, no, that Walmart near me is trash.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been in there twice, and I've never had a good experience.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible, man.
Awful. I stay away from it. I drive to the one further out just because
You have to, man.
Yeah.
Like, their customer service over there is the absolute worst, man. Just a turd of a store. I wish they just burned it down.
Yeah. There's so much better. Something so much better we could put in this.
Right, you know what I mean? So, after that, man, I got home, hopped on the game, and, man, I spent pretty much most of the day playing that Zelda, man. It was so good, man. It's probably one of they expanded the map, but it's like instead of like expanding it on the ground, they went up and went down. Mm-hmm. So, you know, there's a subterranean place of Hyrule, and then you got the aerial part of Hyrule. I made it to the ground, and I made it into the dungeon. It's not fun in that dungeon.
The dark place. Yeah.
Oh man, when you get there, oh dude.
Yeah, no, I spent probably a couple hours exploring down there. I don't know how far you got in under there. There's like these weird tree things you can find.
Right.
And they light up just a small area of it.
Right.
And I was having a buddy watch me while I was playing it. And I started running. I was like, oh, there's a tree over there. I started running. And then like 4 enemies just spawn up out of the ground, hit me. And they got that, the gloom is what it's called in the game.
Okay.
And when they hit you, you can't heal that heart anymore. It
breaks that heart. And I didn't realize that because I'm sitting there like, well, I only got 2 hearts, but I saw the crack in them and I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. But now that you explained it to me, I got it. Okay.
And I think I got like 4 trees, and once you do those trees, they're a fast travel point. So I got that 4th tree. I was down to where I only had 1 heart left to where I couldn't heal. So I just fast traveled the fuck out of there, and I was like, I'm gonna do some shrines because I only have 4 hearts at the moment. I've been putting everything into stamina.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think I got 5. I got 5 hearts. I think I only lit up 2 of those trees because I ran out of arrows. I had plenty of those bloom bulbs or whatever, but I ran out of arrows, man, and I just got the hell up out of there.
that's pretty much what happened to me. Is I ran out of arrows while I was under there. Because when I went down, I had like 70 something arrows on me. And I was like, I'm never gonna run out of arrows. As a matter of fact, when I was in like normal high roll, I just stopped collecting arrows. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going through 73 arrows.
Right.
And then I went down there and they're just gone.
Yeah. I wiped them out completely. I'm like, did y'all take some arrows before I went down here? Because I know I had like 70, 80 arrows when I went down here, yo. I didn't realize once they hit you that that's how you broke your heart. I didn't even catch on to that until you just said it.
It's either when they hit you or if you're stuck. If you walk through that red shit.
Yeah.
If you're in it too long, it'll do that to you also.
Well, I figured that red stuff was bad news. I just kept it. I just walked around. But if you notice when you're walking through there, you see like kind of like a figure standing on top of that podium. It's like he has a weapon. You know, and you get it. It's like, you know, just like a regular weapon. You know, and he like fades up or whatever. But
well, what's interesting about that weapon in a way, and I don't know if I know you don't like dialogue, so I don't know if you're talking to every person like I am.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, once like the gloom and stuff came out, when Ganondorf sent the castle in the air,
right?
All of the like regular weapons on the surface are rusting out and falling apart, and they're super fragile and they're breaking a lot easier than they did. Right. But all the ones down deep, they're not rusted whatsoever. They're all just standard weapons.
Right. I did pick on that because I talked to a guy and he was saying like all the weapons rusted out up here and stuff like that. Yeah, man, it's a dope game. I spent a lot of time up on the in the aerial part. Got all 4 of the shrines. I did some exploring. Man, the new powers that they have now, you know, they did away with like the magnetic one, and so they got the one with the skeleton hand or whatever. You know, it's kind of like the magnetic one. I actually like that one better because you could put stuff together and glue stuff together. Yeah. I'm always an overachiever, so I'm just gluing stuff together, man, and making like these crazy. What, you know, like the little beams that you got to put the hook on and you got to ride it down. I put like a fan on the back and the damn thing took off like a rocket. It was just crazy, yo.
Yeah, no, I've been doing stuff with like my buddy was making fun of me because I chopped down like half a forest of logs and I just kept sticking them together and together and together, and I went across that river that's right beside Hyrule Castle. Right. The really fucking long one that's too fast for you to swim in. Right. It was like 50. It was like 50 logs.
You basically made a damn bridge.
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy.
Because I was trying to get, because you get early on from oh shoot, what's her name? The scientist. What's her name? Starts with a P.
Fuck is her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of her name.
She gives you like early on the task. She's like, here's your 4 regions to go to.
Right.
And 2 of them are across that river, and the only way to get across is either run really far south in Hyrule and go over, or just build a big ass bridge. So,
hey, that's one way of doing it. I mean, you know, you got the power, you can pick it up, and there's no weight limit on it, you know.
Yeah,
not that I know of, but
yeah, no. If I put 50 logs on there and nothing happened,
right,
I'm gonna say there's not really a limit.
I kept it easy. I went to I forget the part what's the people, the bird people.
Oh, the Rito.
Yeah. I just started making my way over there. Then I had to turn it off because you know we had to come shoot this. Yeah. So I was like, I'll get back on it. But that's where I was making it to. I'm gonna start on that side and just kind of work my way around to the Rito and what's the desert people called? The Gor.
Shoot, what are they? Gorons are the mountain people.
Gorons are the mountain people.
Zora are the water
fish people. Then you got the sand.
Yeah.
Nothing but bitches over there.
Yeah.
They ain't got no men. It's all bitches. They thick too. All those 6'5" bitches over there.
Well, you know, in the story that's where Ganondorf comes from. Is he's one of them. He's like, I guess in the story it's like every 100 years or something, one male is born to them, and that's who Ganondorf is.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
That's Ocarina of Time. Okay. They tell you that's where he comes from.
Man, that's such a good game, man. I remember getting that. Man, Ocarina of Time came out. I probably was man, what, 19, 18, 19 maybe? And I just ran to the store to get it.
I think I was 0.
Yeah, man, it was so good. I remember sitting in the basement, me and my homeboy Bird and my homegirl Asia. We used to be downstairs, and man, I sat there and played that whole game. They sat there and watched me play that whole game in one sitting. Like, I didn't get up. I just remember passing out, just leaving the Nintendo 64 on, and then just hopping up and just hopping right back on the game. Like, those were good times, man. We did a lot back in the day.
No, I think I was like 3 or 4 when Ocarina of Time came out.
Oh, you wasn't even playing video games yet.
No, well, I was playing PlayStation.
Nah.
Ocarina of Time is a weird one for me with memories because my cousins had the N64.
Right.
I had PlayStation. So I remember going over to their house at one point, and they had, at the time I didn't know what it was. They had Ocarina of Time.
Right.
And I played it for like an hour or so while I was there. And then for like the next 10 years, I was sitting there always racking my brain trying to figure out what this game was.
Right,
All I had was memories of running around as a little kid in a green suit, climbing trees and shit. And I was like, what was that fucking game?
Yeah, it was Zelda, man.
And then eventually, yeah, I figured out it was Zelda. Like, I had played other Zeldas at that point.
Right.
I just didn't know. I hadn't played Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, man. That was a good game, man. Ocarina of Time, but I think my favorite might be Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember I got it. We used to have this store called Record Exchange, and I remember getting it. I think I paid $15 for the game, and I just got swamped into it. I just dove into it. I did everything you could possibly do in that game. Like, I can't even tell you how many hours I've had into that game, but that was on the Super Nintendo, I believe. Yeah, it was Super Nintendo that I had that on. Yeah, it was just such a fun game. I don't know, like, just the whole Zelda trilogy or franchise, it's just been awesome, you know, like, from the first one all the way until now. Only one I didn't care for was Link. Link was probably the biggest turd of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Zelda 2 or whatever.
Yeah, Zelda 2. It wasn't that great. I mean, it's playable, but it's not great. But the first one, I remember getting it. There was we didn't have the internet, so we had to like really figure out how to play this game. Back then, oh shit, it's beer.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, Nintendo had Nintendo Power.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the book and they had the whole map in there. It was just basically the whole player's guide in the thing. Man, that book that I had was basically falling apart because I just kept going to the page trying to find, like, okay, I need to go over here to get the bombs. I need to go over here to get the arrows. It was just a crazy time, man. And then now it's just like, you get stumped, man. You just go to the internet, find what you need,
Yeah, no, I did that yesterday while playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom there. I don't think you've got to it yet, so I'm not going to like completely spoil it.
Okay.
But there's one of those towers that you go up.
Okay.
You talk to a person outside of the tower, and they're like, hey, this thing is stuck. The door's stuck. I can't get in yet, but I'm kind of hungry. Can you go get me a mushroom? Once I eat that, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Sweet. He's like, there's a cave right underneath of here. Go get me a mushroom. I used to eat the mushrooms out of there all the time. Like, sweet, fine. I go in there, I fight all the enemies, I grab every single fucking mushroom on that wall.
Right.
Take it back up there, try to give it to him. Won't take it.
Won't take it.
Just, like, not taking it at all.
You better eat this motherfucking mushroom.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, does he want it cooked? So I go cook the mushroom, I take it back. You can't give, NPCs cooked food, apparently, unless they, like, specifically request it.
Really?
So I roasted the mushroom by itself at a fire, then I went and cooked a mushroom by itself into a skewer, then I cooked, like, 5 of them together to see if, like, I was like, take the fucking mushroom.
You want that mushroom.
And so I tried all that, and then eventually the blood moon thing came, and it reset everything. So I was like, all right, maybe I missed something. Maybe in the fight with an enemy, I killed, like, a specific mushroom on a wall, and I missed it.
Right.
Go back through, collect every mushroom again. Still nothing. So I was like, fuck this. And I ended up looking it up. You don't even have to get the guy a mushroom. That's not what you have to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, so it involves that cave.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with the mushroom.
Nothing to do with the mushroom.
Nothing to do with the mushroom.
You son of a bitch.
And I was like, I looked it up. I was like, that is the most fucking stupid thing.
So, I mean, did you at least put some seasoning on the mushroom?
No, I just put it on the floor by the
See, if
fire.
you'd have put some fucking seasoning on, you might have took it.
It's the Rito. They don't have taste buds. You know, birds, they can't taste, what is it, seasonings
Well,
or spicy shit.
We don't know. They might be blackbirds, man. You don't know. But yeah. Oh, did you notice the guy? He's like holding up a sign for a president.
Mm-hmm.
So he's holding up the sign, and he basically got to help this guy prop the sign up.
Mm-hmm.
So at first I didn't understand it. I was like, what? Why are you just holding the sign? Like, just let it go. So I noticed there's like a pile of wood next to it. So I started building like a little platform to like hold this sign up.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives you shit. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he gives you a lot of shit.
Yeah. He's very generous. He's definitely very generous. Yeah, man. Like that's one of the ones I figured out. Oh, I did a dive, basically just nose dive into the ground. I wanted to see what happened. He just hits the ground hard as fuck. All the stars just. Oh man, the interesting part in the beginning, when you were Zelda in the beginning, and you see that old guy that got the arm on his chest, and basically containing the demon.
Mm-hmm.
When the arm just fell off, I'm like, how the fuck is it gonna fall off right now? It's been up there for years, and this is gonna fall off right now.
Yeah.
So when dude touched him and he got that dead arm looking, I was like, ugh. Like, what are you gonna do with this black mummy arm?
I kind of like the new look with the new arm. He's like tatted up onto his chest.
Yeah, but it's his fingers look like they frostbitten.
Yeah, no, it rusted through the Master Sword too, which
yeah, killed it. Killed it.
That's supposed to be the strongest weapon in the game. So.
Right. So what's real stronger than that?
Yeah.
Like the Master Sword, that's the sword you want.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I found it interesting with that opening, actually. I think this is the first Legend of Zelda game that starts with, like, you being able to control Link before he's woken up. Like,
right.
Every other game, from my memory at least, it always shows Link wake up, and then you can play him.
Right. He's
But
like,
this game, you get, like, you got, like, Navi at the beginning.
Right.
Like, hey, Link! And then you wake up, and there you go, you're playing Ocarina of Time, or Link to the Past, he's sleeping in his bed, and the blacksmith comes in, or aunt or someone comes in, and he's like, wake the fuck up, your uncle's missing! So he gets up, and then you're playing.
In the middle of the night, and it's like rain, pouring down rain, and now I gotta get up and go find my uncle. Mm-hmm. And he's dead, so...
Yeah. And like all of them start that way, except
right.
for this one. This one you just play.
Right.
And then he does eventually fall asleep after he gets his arm charred up
right, and just take all his power. Like soon he just blast him, and then all his hearts just go away. I was like, God damn it! Like now I got to build all these hearts back up. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of time on that the sky part, and I'm just walking around, get to the snow level, and you got to get the peppers to keep warm and stuff like that. So I started making like a couple of dishes, so I can get like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. I'm just throwing stuff together to see, what it give me. Mm-hmm. Get up there, you basically naked. All you just got on is just a loincloth covering your junk. So you get up to the top of the mountain and you go through the first trial or whatever, and you get you some pants. I'm like, okay, bet. Got me some britches, man. Some snow britches. And then it's like, as soon as you put them pants on, everything goes away, but you're still shirtless. Mm-hmm. I'm like, so you trying to tell me the top is not cold? Like, you don't feel none of that? That's video game logic for you, though,
Yeah, no. I will say I've really enjoyed the shrines.
Yes,
the use of the new mechanic and shit. Yeah, the potatoes, yeah.
They look like potatoes to me.
They've been really smart with the new mechanics
right.
So far. Like, I haven't done all of them, obviously, but... I know, like, with Breath of the Wild, some of them got pretty old where it was like, oh, tilt the Switch controller and move the ball around, and those always fucked up. Like, it always got out of sync. It always, like, unaligned. But so far, all the ones I've done, which I think is, like, 10 or 12 shrines, they've all involved using the new, like, abilities.
Right. I think...
And they've all been really smart.
You did 10?
Yeah.
Damn, you getting through. Like, I think I've only did maybe 6. Yeah, so I did... the 4 in the air and 2 on the ground. Mm-hmm. That's all I've done.
Yeah, see, I just started exploring.
Oh, you just...
I was just running around, and I'd say, oh, there's a shrine. I'm going to go hit that real quick.
Oh, so you ain't even following the storyline.
No, I have not touched the story.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's all I've been doing is the storyline and just whatever I pass on the way, oh, this look like I'll go do this and I'll go kill these guys over here. Did you get to the part where there's the trees come alive and they chase you?
Yeah, I did. I was walking after I'd built that long ass bridge to get across the river. I was running down the road, and there was one of the big ass fucking bokoblins, the huge fat one-eyed cyclops ones.
Right.
Just laying across on a bridge.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, okay. So I crouched down and I'm just sneaking.
I did the same
And he's
thing.
like, he starts tweaking, and then a tree just comes down and just on top of me. I had a friend watching me. I was just like, what the fuck? I scared the shit out of me.
Like, dude, that same, I know what bridge you talking about. And I just creeped past the dude because I was like, man, I ain't got no arrows. I ain't got nothing strong enough to like fight this dude. Like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just crouch by. And I just kept going. And I got to the top, and that's where I like ended it.
Yeah, careful going back. There's a tree around there somewhere.
Yeah, I killed one of the trees. I got one of them down.
Okay.
And, it ain't too bad to beat.
No, they're not too. If you use the axe, you just chop them down. It takes like 4 hits, but
I didn't even have an axe. I was hitting him with like some sword I had, and I just it took a while, but he fell over.
Yeah, no, if you hit him with the axe, it's like 3-4 hits.
Yeah, I ain't had no axe. I done destroyed them all.
Oh, so did I when I chopped down like 50 trees.
And I just got my first rupee because I was sitting there thinking like, there ain't no stores. There ain't no, you hit a bush or something, you get some rupees. And I'm like, damn, where the rupees at? And then when I helped the dude with the sign, he gave me like 50 rupees. Like, oh, okay, bet. Every time I see you, I'm going to go ahead and hit that sign for you, help you out, man. Go, president, whoever.
Yeah. I think it's the president of the building company that is helping rebuild Hyrule after everything. Which he's the I don't know if you remember in Breath of the Wild, there's like this tiny island you can find, and there's a guy that wants you to help him build like this city on the island. It's that guy.
So I remember one island that I had to basically float all the way to. It's like in the middle of the ocean, and you basically use you can't go up there and have just one circle. You got to have every ring you got because you spend them all just to float to this island over there. And I remember it was a challenge on that island. I just can't remember exactly what it was because I haven't played Breath of the Wild so long. But I just remember floating over there, and it was a challenge over there, and I had to get the fuck up off that island because they was whooping my ass.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think I'm bad in general at Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom combat. Like, I don't know if it's... I played plenty of other, like, action RPG style games that use the similar style fighting and combat as Zelda.
Right.
I don't know what it is about Breath of the Wild. I just get my ass kicked all the time.
Right, man.
If it's, like, one-on-one, I'm fine. But as soon as there's, like, 3 or more, I'm just getting fucking tossed around.
Yeah, and then another thing I noticed, like, I'm going to have to find me a horse. Because I've been walking everywhere. I just found out how to run yesterday. I was like, wait a minute. Like, usually you just press the trigger down and then run, but it's crouch now.
It's crouch in this one. Yeah, it's B to run.
Yeah, so I'm like, wait, there ain't no run on here? I really thought there was no run. But then I pressed B. I was like, oh, shit, here go the run right here. Yeah.
You know about shield surfing?
No, what's that?
You throw your shield underneath you and you surf it down hills. It helps you get down hills faster. Don't do it on mountains because you'll fucking fall and die. But yeah, if you hold left trigger to pull your shield out, you hit jump and then you hit A right afterwards. He does like a front flip, throws the shield on the ground, and you can slide down hills and shit.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It does damage your shield a little bit, but it's a lot faster than walking.
Ah man, I'm about to get that. I'm gonna try that. But yeah.
As long as there's nothing attached to your shield.
Right.
I had one of those flamethrowers attached to my shield.
Oh no.
And I was like, I'm going down the hill, so I did it. I jump flip. He lands on it. He balances for a second, then just fucking topples over and starts rolling down ragdolling down the hill.
So all right. So when you up in the sky on the sky islands, they got these winged birds. Just kind of look like Mayan-ish a little bit. And I was trying to get it to float me to one of the islands because I didn't, I couldn't get over there. I'm like, well, maybe if I put the fan on the back, it'll just propel me kind of further. It doesn't.
Yeah, I think you have to do 2 fans on either wing thing, like float, forcing it to go up.
Okay.
And then from there, I think you can put one on the back. But then it's just a game of monitoring your altitude to get anywhere.
Yeah, like I totally lost one. I was like, well, maybe if I put it close enough to the edge, and then I put the fan on the back, then maybe I can, stand on it and I can just get the tip. So I put the thing down, put the fan on the back. Before I can release the whatever, I forget the name of that, whatever the claw one is, the skeleton hand move is. Before I let it go, the fucking thing just fall. I'm sitting up there like, God damn it.
There was the only time I've actually used one of those bird things was one of the Kokiri things where it's like, help, I can't find my friend, like the fat backpack.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And just fucking flopping and spazzing.
Look like a turned over turtle. Big knapsack. Hey, my friend's over there.
There was one who was like, yeah, my friend's up on that Sky Island. He was on Hyrule Field.
Oh no.
And there was one of those birds nearby.
Oh no.
So I put the two fans on the side of it, and I attached him to it, and then I used I knocked it on, used the Ultra Hand, that's what it's called.
Okay.
And then grabbed a rocket off the ground, and then I let it take me up as high as it could. I quickly attached the rocket to the bird, and it shot me over. And I had to grab the guy off and then jump in because it was going way too far.
That's funny. I'm gonna experiment with some more of that building stuff. I do like the fact that you can build stuff. I was looking at some guys, they build like cars and stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot. That'd probably be easier to get around Hyrule, in the car than the damn horse. But I haven't even seen a horse.
Oh, I've got a horse.
You got a horse?
It just sits in the stable though, because like it won't fast travel with you.
Okay.
So I kept hitting a situation where I was running into an area. For example, that mushroom thing. Specifically, this is when it happened. I had the horse with me, and I got so pissed off in that area.
Okay.
I was just like, fuck it, I'm teleporting to the other side of the map, and I'm going to explore over there. And the horse just stayed there.
Oh, shit.
So for like 3 hours, my horse was just standing in a field.
You couldn't even blow the whistle.
Yeah, no. You have to be within a certain proximity of it.
Damn.
So I ended up like feeling bad for the horse. What did I name it? I named it like Fracture or something. I ended up feeling bad. I went back, got it, put it in a stable, and it's just been sitting there.
Is the from the Breath of the Wild? You remember they had like those guys. You'd be walking down the trail, and then you talk to the guy, and he just be like, "Oh, I found you." And he turns you to
the Yiga clan or whatever.
Yeah. Have you ran across any of them yet?
I've not yet.
Okay. I didn't know if they was in the game or anything yet. So
they might be, because I know in Breath of the Wild too, they didn't show up at the beginning. They didn't show up until you had done a few story things.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, you've made a name for yourself now.
Okay.
Now we want to get you. So I don't know if like they'll still show up or not, or maybe we just killed off the whole clan in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. But one thing I usually do every Zelda, because I just get stumped, I always buy the strategy guide. And like everyone, I haven't looked for one yet, but I'm pretty sure one's going to fall in my lap eventually, because there's so much stuff in Zelda that wasn't included in Breath of the Wild. Like you never even seen that part of the map. You had to make your way over there, and you get better stuff over there. And I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and just venture the map one day, because I want 100. I tried 100% again. And with Zelda, with all that stuff, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom here.
Man, I might got 60 or 70% in Breath of the Wild. Well, I know, like, if you go to the far top left of the map, there was like a labyrinth over there. So, but it was funny how you had to get to it. I think you had to float to it. I might be wrong. But I know there's a labyrinth in there somewhere, and you can't get there. You have to fly. And once you get there, it's just a maze when there's a bunch of those, what was the enemy? It was like lost technology. What was that called?
Oh, it was made by the Sheikah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But you don't even see those in Tears of the Kingdom yet.
There's one of them technically, I guess. It's at that tower that shoots you up in the air because its arms come up.
Right,
and
right,
it
right,
attaches
right.
all that shit to you.
I forgot. Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, yeah, no, you haven't seen any of it.
Yeah. And like I used to run, you like the real big ones that used to be out there. I used to run from them because they shoot you with that laser one time, you're dead.
Yeah, one hit kill.
But once I got hip to it, and I was looking for them.
Shield bash that shit back, and
right. After I learned how to master the killer, it was on from there. But that I used to be scared of them. I used to be like, oh no, let me go ahead and creep around. I don't want no problems.
No, I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna get some more gameplay in, and next week we'll come back and see what we think about it afterwards.
Yeah. No, I'm liking it more than Breath of the Wild so far.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I think the additions they've made with the power-ups are a lot more interesting than Breath of the Wild. Because Breath of the Wild was what? You can pick up metal, you can throw 2 different kinds of bombs.
Freeze.
You can freeze a thing. And those are cool abilities.
Right.
But they're nothing compared to build anything you want, fly through the tops of mountains. Right. And
that's a weird one for me. It's just like you get up under there and you just whoop. You just beam me up through this damn thing, and then you see him just kind of.
He's doing like a little mermaid swim all the way up.
And then you get to the top, and you just like, wait a minute, I'm stuck. Oh wait, press A, jump up.
I think it's they do that to give you a minute. So if you like pop up and there's an enemy camp that was directly above you, you got a second to think about like, oh shit, what did I just get myself?
Well, can you go back down? Can you use that to go down?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I haven't tried at least.
I haven't tried it either, but I know you can go up. But I was like, be kind of cool if I can go down. Yeah, man, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm gonna get some more gameplay in. Let's talk consoles, man. Talk about your favorite game. What's your
we missed gaming news. Oh, we gotta do gaming news.
Oh, we got gaming news. All right, well, let's go ahead, man.
We got some gaming news.
I'm empty, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bust open this Cabo Wabo. We gonna go ahead. Cabo Wabo, man. Like it's a little early drinks with tequila, but it's all right though. Oh shit, I can't get it up.
I got a.
Oh wait, hold on. I got it.
I got a knife somewhere in here.
It's all right. We gonna get it in, man. We're gonna get it in. I don't know how it's gonna be when we go to D&D later on, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be faded.
It's gonna be 90 degrees in the house we're playing D&D at, and we're gonna be.
Hey, you see what I sent sitting there and then
you showing up in your underwear?
I'm showing up in my drawers. He was like, cool. We ain't got no nice cups yet, but we gonna get there, y'all. We gonna get there, everybody. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna pour up a little bit.
Well, I'll go ahead and get on to the news then.
All right, go ahead on, man.
I said it a little bit earlier. This week was kind of slow for news.
Okay.
I picked up at the end of the week, but the beginning was pretty slow. We got, on May 25th, so later this month, Sony announced they're going to do a showcase.
Okay.
I'm hoping they're going to show off some new games, because at the moment they don't have a whole lot slated to come out. Shoot, I don't even know what they got coming out.
Nothing.
Hopefully the showcase is they'll show something. I just hope because they put out PlayStation VR 2 recently.
I saw that.
So I'm hoping the showcase isn't just like a bunch of VR stuff. I'm hoping they actually show some new games.
Now, is this VR going to be better than the last one?
Oh, it's a lot better. It's got a whole new set of controllers.
Okay.
That's got like the haptic, the trigger controllers that's in the PS5 remote. It's in that too. So like when you're shooting, it's got like the kickback and everything
on it. Okay.
It's got like, I guess it has some finger tracking to it. There's eye tracking inside the headset.
Really?
And when they were first showing off the game, they announced, or when they were first showing off the headset, they announced a game that tracks your eyes. It's a horror game, and whenever you blink, the monsters in the game move.
Oh shit.
And so it's like, I was like, nope, fuck that. I ain't playing that.
Oh, man.
But it's like stuff like that, and it's a lot higher resolution. I'd say the resolution and stuff is a lot higher than like the Oculus is. But the problem is you need a PlayStation 5 to play it.
Okay.
It by itself is still like $500.
$500.
So
that's
it's
much
like
as a system.
Yeah, it's about $1,000 if you want to play PlayStation VR 2.
Is it corded or is
it's one cord? It's one small cord. It's just a Type-C cable.
What does that go into?
Believe the back.
But you could take it out and it's wireless after that?
No. If you want, you have to be corded in if you want to play it.
See, that's the only thing I don't like. Even with the old VR for the PlayStation 4, it was so many cords you can get just tangled up in it. You know, that's one thing I didn't like about it.
PS4 had a lot of cables. It was like 3 different cables.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. I mean, good concept. It worked well, but I just didn't like the cables part. I figured, you know, we should be able to, you know, be wireless now with everything, but I guess we're not there yet. Ooh, it's about to burn, yo. Take this shot.
Yes, I go for it.
Surprisingly, it doesn't burn.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Man, that shit's smooth. Shit, what's that? Cabo Wabo.
Cabo Wabo.
Oh yeah, that's a new tequila right there. Oh yeah, that's smooth. I like that. No burn. You know, you usually gotta chase it with a lemon or a lime or something, or some salt.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's smooth right there.
Okay.
That is my new drink. We gonna keep that one. Like,
You taking that one home with you?
Nah, we gonna leave that here, man. It's for the
okay.
podcast, man. You know, whenever we want to pour up, we run out of liquor or we broke. So, so yeah, man. Yeah, Cabo Wabo. That's all right.
Cabo Wabo gets the LSD seal of approval.
Definitely get the seal of approval. You gotta taste eggs, man. Go ahead and pour up just a little bit.
Oh God,
get you a little bit.
I'm not a huge tequila person.
I'm telling you, it's smooth, man. Like that right there is dangerous.
I like tequila mixed with shit, but I'm not a huge fan of tequila by itself.
Oh man, we're men over here, man. Only women taste that shit. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm just playing, ladies.
I drink Jack most of the time.
There you go. That's good. Get you a little pour up, man.
We'll give it a shot. A literal shot. Actually, I have a shot glass sitting right there.
Sir.
I had bought some, I forget exactly what it was called. It was just a little bottle of like shot mixer.
Uh-huh.
And I was it was apple flavored, sour apple flavor. And I was doing like half Jack Daniels and half of that apple shit in this.
Right.
I was just calling it Apple Jacks. And I was just fucking sitting there.
Apple Jacks. It ain't bad, man. Go ahead. Salute, man. There we go.
Damn, that's not bad.
I told you. Smooth.
It's pretty smooth.
Yeah. No burn in it.
Yeah, there's like a slight burn to it, but it's nothing like...
Nothing terrible, you know?
Yeah, no, like, you know, shot of Jack, you go, ooh. But
right.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's scary.
Because
you drink enough of that, you're going to be tore up. Be praying to the porcelain god over there.
Dribble. All right, back to news.
Back to news, man. What we got?
All right, so Payday 3 was announced.
Payday 3.
I don't know if you ever played any of those.
I haven't played a single Payday.
It's like a co-op heist game, but you're robbing banks.
Really?
Yeah. I've played a bit of Payday 2. It's fun.
GTA-ish type? Or
it's like a first-person, I'd say it's like a Call of Duty, but a heist game.
Okay, so, but it's not like open world or anything? Okay.
No, you start out right outside the bank, and you gotta like scout it out, figure out how to get in there safely, figure out the guards' movements and stuff, and it's like, I think it's up to 4-player.
Okay. Oh, speaking of news, I've got some news.
Oh.
So, earlier we was talking about Activision and Konami and stuff like that. So I think, Konami is going to be introducing some new games. Well, they're oldies, but classics.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that they said there's talks of a Metal Gear.
Yeah, I've got that on this list.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got the Metal Gear and also a Castlevania.
Okay.
2 of my favorite childhood games. They're not my top, but they're also my favorite. Game
Freak, the company that makes Pokemon, has partnered with Private Division, which was, if I remember right, it's a subsidiary of Take-Two Interactive.
Okay.
For publishing a new game that Game Freak is working on. It's called Project Bloom at the moment, and I don't know why they announced it, because they said it's not coming out until 2026.
Gotcha.
But it's interesting because it's pretty rare for Game Freak to do their own thing. They do it every once in a while, but most of the time it's Pokemon with a Nintendo.
Okay.
So, but because this is not Nintendo, it'll probably be on all the systems.
Okay.
And they showed like a picture of concept art. It was a picture of like a samurai dude in a forest. Like I couldn't get anything out of it. Like I don't know what it is.
This is a dumb question, and I probably should know this. Pokemon's a Nintendo exclusive, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Nintendo has like a large stake in the shares of the company or something like that. Or it's something like that.
Okay.
They've got their hand in there somewhere.
Okay, because I wasn't 100% sure if Pokemon was a Nintendo exclusive or because now that I think about it, only time I've ever played Pokemon was on Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never played it outside of Game Boy.
Mm-hmm. There's a rumor that the new Call of Duty game will be revealed in August through some kind of in-game event with one of their other games.
I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be like every other Call of Duty, just run and shoot each other.
Yeah, they're saying Modern Warfare 3 is what it's gonna be, since they just did the, I guess, remake of Modern Warfare 2. Or
I think it's Warzone.
Warzone's the battle royale.
Okay.
Nintendo news. As of this week, Nintendo announced they have sold 125 million Switches, which puts them in third place in all-time console sales, like the highest ranking console sales. It's third place.
That's insane.
That puts them for them to move to second, they would have to get 154 million, which was the Nintendo DS. And then first place is the PlayStation 2 with some random number above 155 million.
Okay.
So no one actually knows the exact number, because the last time Sony reported what the PlayStation 2 had sold was 155 million.
Okay.
The PlayStation still sold for another year past that point, but they just never reported those numbers.
Okay.
People estimate like another 80 million, which I don't think is possible.
I heard PlayStation is pretty high though. Like their sales is up there, especially for the 5.
The 5 broke some records last week.
Yeah, I heard that. That. That's crazy.
Was it the most amount of consoles sold in the first quarter of the year?
Yeah, man.
It was like 6 million or something in 3 months, kind of thing.
Yeah, I heard that Xbox ain't doing too well.
No, they're struggling. They're not selling many consoles. Their subscription side is doing okay.
Right.
But they're not selling many consoles. They're not selling many games. The games they keep putting out are kind of flopping.
Right.
Because they had Redfall recently come out last week. And apparently that was like a glitchy mess, and it was buggy. It was the frame rate would stutter and stuff like.
Yeah, like to be honest with you, like I'm not really impressed with the Xbox, the one that just came out. It's fun, and only reason I really have it is because a lot of my friends are Xbox guys. You know, I don't know too many guys who have PlayStations. You know, mostly all my friends are Xbox guys. You know. And we play the same 4 games, GTA, Red Dead, Division. You know, we play the same games, you know, and I'm just not a fan with this Xbox. It's like, only thing they did was just change the shape of the damn thing, made it faster, and probably put some higher cards in it, but I'm not impressed with it.
I think my biggest thing with it is Xbox just isn't putting out, like, good exclusive games.
No. Because,
like, Sony's coming out with hit after hit. They're slow. Like, Sony's not throwing them out as fast as they used to, but It's still like, you know, they got God of War, Ragnarok. They had Horizon. I'm trying to remember the name of Horizon 2, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, Horizon. Yeah, that's a good game.
They've had Ratchet and Clank. They had Gran Turismo. They've had like I said, it's slower than like their PS4 output was, but they're still like they're just putting out hits. And you know, Returnal was really good. And Xbox has just put out Redfall,
right?
Halo Infinite, which was poorly received because it was really buggy and messed up. They had what was that Beat game? There was a game they put out a couple months ago. It was like a rhythm game. It was like an action game.
Okay.
But you had to like swing your weapon to the time of the music. It was actually really cool, but it was like a budget title. It wasn't like a full big game.
Right.
But like they're just not really. They've shown like they've got stuff in the works.
Right.
Like there's the new Fable game supposed to be coming out. There's whatever Rare is working on. You've never played a Fable?
I've never played Fable. It looks like a game I would like. I just never bought a Fable.
Fable's a lot of fun.
Really? I'm going to get into it.
Fable 1, I think, is most people's favorite. Mm-hmm. It's just like a single player. It's clunky nowadays because it was original Xbox, but it's a fun game.
Okay. I heard they coming out with a new Silent Hill, but I never.
Yeah, there's been rumors about it.
I didn't like Silent Hill.
That's right. You didn't like it.
Nah, I hated it. I thought it was a turd of a game when I first played it.
Well, you played the PS1 Silent Hill, right?
Yeah, it was okay. God awful. And Once something's awful to me, I just never get back into it. Like it was so terrible. It was the worst game I ever played in my life.
We'll go ahead and move on, I guess, with this. In that same report where Nintendo talked about 125 million games, they also said that they have now sold over 1 billion units of software.
God damn.
Through the Switch. So,
God damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
They're fucking raking it in, that's for sure.
Go ahead and pour you some more. I'm pour up a little more, man. It's gonna be my last one because I'll drink another one. I think all I had was some bread and some breakfast casserole that Tyler made over here. Yeah, I didn't die, so I mean, it was actually pretty good. So I ain't gonna trip. Go ahead and get a little more of this Cabo. I like this, man. This might be my new drink right here. Pour up, cuz.
Sony closes Pixel Opus, which was a small studio that they had purchased back with the PS4. They had only made one game, to my knowledge, which was it was called Concrete Genie.
Never heard of it.
It was a small game. Like they weren't throwing out your big AAA hitters. It was like smaller games. It was a pretty interesting game. You played like an artist and you went around and like graffitied on walls, and whatever you drew, you'd draw like animals and stuff and it would come to life. And
I do like graffiti games, though.
So it was interesting, but they closed down that studio. They said they were working on something, but never said what it was. So hopefully here in like a couple years, someone who's like vindictive on that team will be like, yeah, here's the game we were working on. You know?
Right.
Because even if it doesn't come out, I'm curious to know that kind of stuff. Like, what were you working on? What was...
Yeah, what y'all have in the works before y'all got shut down?
Yeah, I'm just curious about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The last thing I have on this list, which isn't all the news of the week, I just kind of grabbed things I was interested on. Okay. There's a rumor of a new Superman game coming out.
Superman?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever played a Superman game.
There was one on the N64 and it was god awful. That's the only one I've ever played.
I believe you.
Because it was all flying. You just flew up and down and side to side through rings, and it was god awful.
I believe you. I really do. Because it sounds awful.
That was the whole game.
Superman is definitely not one of my favorite characters. I like the cartoons. Mm-hmm. The movies weren't great.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of Superman in general. I don't like his character. He's just like super powered.
Yeah, too straight and narrow for me.
Yeah, he's got all the abilities. He can't be killed. Well, he can be killed, but he's got like one very specific tiny weakness. Yeah. He's too good of a guy. He's always happy. Like, that's why like Batman's a good hero, because he's like riding that line of good and bad.
Good and bad, and you know, I could kill you, but I'm not. So I'm gonna spare your life type of dude. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like the darkness of Batman. Now, Batman games, they don't disappoint.
Yeah, the Arkham games or whatever that they've been putting out.
Yes, they definitely do not disappoint.
But that's all I have written down for news. So if you want to, we can move on to the main topic of the podcast, and we are at an hour in. So
all right,
we spent a long time on Zelda.
You know, let's go ahead and keep it in. You know, Zelda was a good topic, man, and it's flowing pretty good now. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. What you got? So
for our main topic, what we're going to try to do on these episodes is we'll have a bit of news and just talk about how we're doing, stuff like that, what games we're playing. But we've also we're trying to bring a main topic to the podcast each week, and it doesn't necessarily have to be gaming related. This week it is.
Right.
And that is what is our 3 favorite consoles and our 6 favorite video games.
3 favorite consoles.
So if you want to go back and forth, we can do one at each.
No, let's go back and forth. What you got, man? Are we going to start with the games or are we going to start with the consoles?
We'll start with consoles.
All right, go ahead.
I found the consoles relatively easy to pick out.
Really? I had a problem.
I had a lot of trouble with the video games, to the point where I cheated a little bit with the video games.
Wow.
But I know it was my own prompt and I had to cheat to get it finished. As far as video games go, I'd say of the 3, my least favorite of my top 3 is the PlayStation 3. And that's kind of it's the system where everything went online.
Okay.
I made a lot of friends in the PS3 days. The PS3 kind of was that point for me, at least, where there was a bunch of interesting games that came out on it, but we were also starting to really get hit with those big hitters. We were getting stuff like Uncharted was coming out. The big God of Wars started coming out on that system. Like a lot of good racing games. It's that midway point between where the PS4 was just like big hit after big hit after big hit after big hit,
Right.
The PS3 had some of those big hits, but it still had some of the smaller games where you could just sit down and play a game. It wasn't a fucking... You didn't have to spend 20 hours just to play a game. You could just sit down and play a game on the PS3.
Right. I was late to the online game. I didn't get into it until 360.
Mm-hmm.
One of my homeboys, dude I used to work with back in the day, I think we was playing, I want to say it was Call of Duty. It had to be Call of Duty. And this dude I used to work with, I got in his campaign with his friends, and that's when I got hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got hooked to that, I was sucked in like fully.
Yeah, it was, and that was when I finally like really started pushing online. Gran Turismo 5, I think I looked on the clock in there, and the PlayStation started telling me how many days instead of how many hours I had in the game. So if that tells you how much I played that one. And I would get home and I would just turn it on, and I had a buddy who lived in Oklahoma, and we would sit there until 4 a.m. just tuning our cars, take it out, race a lap, see what we would change, go back in, tune the cars, take them both out again, race another lap, and I'd sit there all night doing that.
Yeah, you got more into it. I've never tuned a car in that game.
Never tuned it. I tried to tune it. I tried to tweak at least every car I get in that game.
Never tuned a car in that game. I just get one like, oh, this one's slightly faster. I'm gonna race with this one.
Oh, you're missing out on half the game.
Oh yeah.
You can make some great cars out of shitty cars just by tuning them.
I'm not too knowledgeable with that, man. I ruin the car. I'll definitely ruin the car.
You driving around with the camber wheels completely
Man,
out.
I'm telling you, man. I know I ruin the car. Like a customized, I would definitely would customize the shit out of a car.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So what's your, I guess, third least favorite of your top 3 consoles?
My least favorite.
If they're all in the same order, just pick one. Like if they're all
I didn't do like
there.
least or anything. They're all kind of the same. I'll probably say the Dreamcast is probably my least favorite out of my 3.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason because I love the Dreamcast. I loved everything about the Dreamcast. The games were phenomenal. It was just Sega just didn't do well with games, Like I honestly think they could have did so much better with that Dreamcast if they just kept putting out games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was. They just wasn't putting out the games, and I guess they weren't getting the sales that they were supposed to get from it because everybody was Nintendo, PlayStation, kind of just dominated the market at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dreamcast was probably, it's underrated, but it's an excellent system.
Yeah, the Dreamcast is a really good system, and like it pioneered a lot of stuff. Like it's one of the first online, like proper online systems. You could take it online, you could surf the web. It had those cool little memory cards. I forget exactly what they're called.
I forget what they're called, but
I want to say UMD, but I know that's the PSP. That's the name of the disc thing for the PSP is UMD.
Is it UMI?
It could have been. I don't remember exactly. I mean, as you know, I don't have a whole lot of experience with Sega.
Yeah.
Sega's like the one I've not stepped into too much, just because I'm scared to spend the money.
Oh yeah,
that everything
Sega games high,
man.
Them Sega games high, man. Especially now. Them Sega games, man. Dreamcast games like $300 a pop now.
Yeah.
Like,
trust me, I want a Dreamcast. I want a Saturn. I want a Genesis. I just don't want to spend that money.
I mean, dude, they're so good though.
I know. They are.
I had a Saturn back in the day, and you used to put your CDs in it, your regular CDs, and you put it in there, and there's just a display of the Sega Saturn. Once you put a CD in, it had like a spaceship in there, and it was doing all these tricks and shit. And you dim the lights low, and you got your big speakers on, man. It was so dope to see. It's fucking 97 maybe, man. So it was dope to see at the time, man, and I really enjoyed that system too. What's your next one?
Number 2, second least favorite of my top 3 favorites would be the GameCube.
GameCube,
which is, I feel like when I was kind of thinking about it, it's an interesting pick for me.
Okay.
Because I think I said earlier in the podcast, I'm a Sony guy.
Okay.
I grew up on Sony, PS1, PS2, PS3. Like I've been a Sony guy. I didn't have much experience with Nintendo outside of handhelds. I had the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, stuff like that.
Right.
That was my Nintendo right there.
Okay.
GameCube I got a couple years ago, about 6-7 years ago now. and it just kind of, I really like the GameCube. It's not the biggest library of games, but I think every game I've played on it I've really enjoyed.
Okay.
The biggest problem with GameCube is they got the Sega issue where they've just gone crazy fucking expensive.
That is true, because I had a GameCube. I think I only had one game for it, and of course that was Zelda.
Yeah.
So.
Because like I got my set of GameCube games there.
You got a nice selection, man.
You could take like 4 of those games. So I got like Chibi Robo, Eternal Darkness, Paper Mario, and say Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. You take those 4 games, and those 4 games probably sell for more than my entire PS2 and PS1 collection. I can't afford GameCube games.
Oh, so just so y'all know that we are collectors.
Oh yeah.
And what do you say between the both of us? We probably got 30,000.
Yeah, somewhere around $30,000 worth of
That's
stuff.
worth of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like he has more games than me, but it kind of mix and matches because he has more PlayStation stuff than I have. I have more Xbox stuff than he has. So you know we kind of balance each other out. I have more NES than you too.
Yeah, I've got a lot smaller collection of NES than you do.
Yeah. So I don't know the number, but I think I'm running about 700 games maybe.
I think if you physical games, I've got right at 400. If you want to count digital too, I'm sitting around 800.
Okay, now digital, that's a whole nother monster.
Yeah, so
I got
like
thousands. We talking thousands of games, you know.
yeah.
All right, so let's get back into it.
So your favorite console, all-time favorite, or no? I think you're on your second. You're on your second. Yeah.
My second, I'm gonna say it's the NES.
NES.
The granddaddy. First thing that got me into gaming was the NES. It was so many great titles. It was just fun to have. Only problem with that damn thing was blowing in them damn cartridges, man. Just to get it to work, man.
You don't like blowing just to get a game working?
Oh god, it was such a pain in the ass, man. But you know, we had our little tricks. You blow in the cartridge, you know, then you put it in just slow, and then you just kind of ease it down so the game cartridge kind of scrape against, you know, the thing. Yeah. Everybody had their own trick. Everybody thought they was knowledgeable about getting the games to work. You didn't. We just had to clean the goddamn thing for them to work. Like, we were just dumb as fuck, just blowing into the damn things, putting spit in there, you know, just ruining the cartridges, man. But now, now we know better, you just get a little alcohol, you just run it across the
them traces.
Yeah, the traces, and you slide it in, the fucker will work every time, man.
Yeah.
that's my number 2, man. I really enjoyed that system.
I like the NES. There's a lot of good games on the NES. The NES saved the gaming market because the Atari fucking killed it.
Oh,
and
man.
Then Nintendo came around and they're like, here, we're your saviors. They came in like Jesus and they said, we're going to save this
dying
industry.
market, right?
Yeah.
And Nintendo has some great games, man. I just remember, I can't tell you how many I had, but I just remember many nights staying up, leaving the damn thing on. Because there wasn't no saves back then, so you had to leave the damn thing on. You go to school, you leave it on. Your mom fuck around, turn it off, and just ruin your whole damn game. You just pissed off at her all day. So yeah, man, that's my number 2, man.
I think it was kind of funny because I had my cousin over one time, and we were talking about the NES, and I put a game in, and it started right at the beginning of the game, and he's like, you lied to me. You haven't played this. I was like, it doesn't save. I was like, you just got to beat the game.
Right. That's it. You just got to beat the game in one sitting.
I was like, it doesn't save. Like,
Zelda was the only one that I remember that had a save. You could save in it.
There was a handful of them that did, but I got was it Faxanadu on the NES there. It saves.
Okay.
But I think that's my only game I have. Does Super Mario 3 save?
I don't remember.
I don't remember if that saves. If that saves, then that's on the list too. Otherwise, the Faxanadu is the only one of those games that saves.
Okay.
So I guess my number 1 console then.
Number 1, what you got?
Easy, easy, easy.
Easy.
I will say the PS3, I had a little bit of a toss-up. I was debating between PS3 and I really love the SNES. I know I don't have much for it yet, but the SNES was the first console I played. That was what taught me games, specifically Donkey Kong Country and Excite Bike. Those were the like 2 games that I played the crap out of. So I was sitting there like SNES, PS3. It took me a while to figure out, but number 1 was easy. I didn't think about it, and I'm sure you already know the answer to this. PS2.
I believe it.
Yep, PS2. That is my favorite console of all time.
Favorite.
I
love the PS2.
There's thousands of games you can play on the PS2. A lot of them absolute garbage, complete piles of shit. But there's a lot of great games on the PS2 also, and there's something about that era, that 6th generation of consoles in general, with PS2, GameCube, Xbox, Dreamcast. The games that was like the step out of PS1 and 64, where they didn't quite know what they were doing with 3D games.
Right.
You step into that 6th generation, and they've kind of figured it out. Like, nothing's perfect. Like, if you put a PS2 game in now, it's still a little, like, it feels dated in some areas, but, like, they were figuring it out. Like, N64 only had 1 analog stick, and there's first-person shooters on there. Okay. Like, once you got to the PS2, though, you know, they're like, oh, dual analog stick, you know, like, they started figuring that out, and that was, I think what I loved about that era so much, and the PS2 specifically, is the experimentation people had. Okay. People took risks. They were, like, throwing out new IPs all the time. It wasn't just, like, nowadays you get, well, what franchises do we own that sells the most copies? Let's make another one of those. Okay. What do you want it to play like? Like the last one. Like, you know, that's kind of where we're at in games at the moment, I feel. Like, every once in a while you get something original, something that pushes the bounds a little bit. Like Breath of the Wild, when that came out, that was a crazy explosion in, like, the open world game genre. Right. It changed everything. Right. A lot of games try to copy it. Right. But it's really rare that happens nowadays. Yeah. PS2, tons of experimenting. Some of it really bad.
They did real. Like, PlayStation 2 sold very well over here.
It's the number 1 selling console of all time.
Yeah, that they did well. I remember having it. Well, I still got one, but I remember playing it, and probably my favorite game on there was Soulcom. Love fucking Soulcom, man. And I've never played it online. I had a homegirl. She used to there was a girl I used to date back in the day. She had she's in the game, and then she had Soulcom, but she was playing it online. So she was ahead of the game for me. But she won't turn me on to it, and then I got hooked, and it was a wrap. Oh man. Well, let's go into it. My number 1 of all time favorite console, the SNES.
SNES, okay.
Got to give it to the SNES. I remember when I got it. It was like Christmas. My grandmother got it for me, and it came with a Mario World. Just opened my fucking eyes, man. Super Mario World was so good. I can't even, like, I can't tell you how many times I beat that game. I just kept playing it, and then finding something else, something new hidden that I didn't know. Like, I just kept playing it, and it was just such a good game. I loved it, you know. That's my favorite console. Like, I didn't get into all the accessories that came with it, but Zelda Link to the Past, Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World, F-Zero. Man, what else I loved on that game? Surprisingly, SimCity.
Oh, really?
I love SimCity. Like, that game was so addicting to me. It was like crack.
I don't think I've ever played it. Not on SNES.
I mean, you just, you know the premise of SimCity. You just building the city, and I really enjoyed that game. And Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings, yeah.
Pilot Wings.
That was one of the first games to use the FX chip, I believe, which did that, like, 3D look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was so good. It was such a great game. Just learning how to fly. Just playing the game and stuff. But then when you get to the last level, it was like you had the Apache helicopter, and it had guns on it, and it was such a good game, man. Like SNES, my favorite console of all time.
I'm not gonna argue it. Like I told you, I said there a minute ago. I was fighting to put it in my third place spot.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic console. I love it.
Yeah, man. It was a runner-up though, because even though I really like the TurboGrafx 16, they didn't have a lot of games for it, but I just really enjoyed that console because it was just, for that time, it was blowing out graphically. It was blowing out of the water of like Nintendo, because I think I might be wrong about this, but I think that was like the first 16-bit console that hit the market. I think before SNES.
It might have been. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever looked.
And I got it. I didn't pay for it. I got it from a homeboy. He was going off to college, and he was just throwing stuff out, and he was like, "Hey man, you want this TurboGrafx 16?" I was like, "Yeah." And I think he only had like 2 games for it. He had like Bonk's Adventure, and he had Keep Courage. Keep Courage was awesome. It was such a fun game. It was just this guy. He turned to like a kind of like a miniature mech robot, like a Gundam.
Okay.
So he just powered up throughout the game. It was an awesome game, and I was gonna put that to my all-time favorite. But SNES had more games. It was well made for that time. It was just an all-around good console.
I agree.
Yeah. So we ran a little long, and I think this is a good place to wrap it up. What do you think, Eggs?
Yeah, I think we're good. We're looking about an hour and 20 minutes ish. So.
Yeah, we was only going to try to do an hour, but once we found our rhythm, man, it just kind of just kept flowing, man. We could do this all day, but I think it's a good place to wrap it up. Round 2, we'll do our
top 6 games.
Top 6 games.
Next episode.
Yeah, next episode we'll do top 6 games, and I'm pretty sure we're going to run long on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because I got a lot to say.
I said we won't be on quite as much of a time, restraint either, because
right.
we gotta get out of here and go to a D&D game.
Yeah, we still got to go ahead. We got to go to D&D, man. But I hope y'all guys liked it. If you like it, subscribe. Drop a like, subscribe. Check us out on, again, Instagram, TikTok. We got Facebook? We ain't got Facebook.
We don't have Facebook.
We don't have Facebook.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If there's any other podcasts sites that you want it on, just let us know. Leave a comment in whatever one you're listening to, whether it's YouTube or whatever. And all for those listening, if you watch on YouTube, we are doing a video, so you can watch us sit here and talk. And those who are watching us on YouTube, we're posting it on just audio on podcast sites. So.
Right. And just bear with us, man. We still learning this podcast thing. So we definitely gonna eventually we're gonna get to playing some games while we talk. Some of the games that we're talking about. And definitely gonna do some drinking, man. We're gonna do some drinking games, and we just a couple of homeboys. We just kicking back and we just enjoying, our craft and what we love, man. And just stay tuned, man. It's gonna get better.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, y'all, man. This L, this Eggs, and adios.
Have a good one. It's been Too Faded to Play.